Hi class, my name is Camille Mustachio and I'm your professor for English 111. This tutorial is a walkthrough so you can see how to navigate our Blackboard course, and hopefully this will help alleviate any frustrations or confusion that may arise when it comes to obtaining notes, submitting papers, and getting help. Okay, so when you first come in, you'll see announcements. I'm working on the left-hand page. Announcements, any new announcements will be posted, but I'll keep the old ones up. They'll just be bumped to farther down the page. Start here and find help. This is where you need to go in order to access the syllabus, look up class policies, and see how the course will be graded, and get some help if you are struggling with testing, tutoring, and how to conduct yourself successfully in an online class. Faculty contact. This is where you find my contact information, my office hours, email, my overall contact and grading policy. So please know that if you contact me on Monday, I'll get back to you that same day. Otherwise, you should look for a response within 24 hours. I typically do not contact students over the weekend, and so if you have a pressing concern, make sure you contact me during the regular Monday through Friday work week, and please be patient. If you find that I have not emailed you back within 24 hours, forward that message to me just in case it was either overlooked or got filtered out into a different folder to make sure that I can get back to you. Okay, so Tools is the next folder down. And really, I'm in the student preview mode right now, but I'm not sure what your exact view looks like. I mainly want you to use Tools in order to get to Reynolds Smart Thinking. You will use Smart Thinking tutoring services for all of your essays. And while you can look more detailed into a tutorial on how to use Smart Thinking, I just want to show you a few clicks. For this course, you'll go to the Writing Center. Then click Essay Center. And some of this information will already be filled in because it looks like I want to submit my own essay. My first name is here. You need to complete the information that they ask for and then upload a draft of your essay. Please make sure that you have your file submitted in the expected format and that you go back and verify that you have submitted your work. Click submit, and then you should receive an email confirmation that very quickly says thank you for submitting your draft to Smart Thinking, but know that you'll have to go back to this Smart Thinking tutoring service in order to get any feedback from your tutor. I expect you to incorporate necessary feedback that you receive on drafts. I do not read and grade drafts for their correctness. I do, however, grade drafts for completion. So your best feedback will come from Smart Thinking Tutoring and from your peers. If you have specific questions about a draft, I would be happy to answer them, but that's a conversation that you and I would have one-on-one, either over the phone or through email. Backing out of the Tools menu, I want to show you how our weeks are organized. Each week looks essentially the same, and so when you get into our class, you should ask yourself when and then what. So when, look at the dates that correspond with the week that we're currently in, and then each page looks like this. There is a Monday through Sunday calendar, and wherever assignments are listed, that's the day they're due. So to alleviate any confusion, you won't have a load of assignments due on every Sunday. Instead, you have deadlines scattered throughout the week. For example, on Tuesday, write discussion board post 1, your initial post. You're expected to go into the assignments folder that I'll show you in just a moment and post your answer in discussion board 1. Wednesday, you're expected to send me an email. Thursday, go back to the discussion board and respond to classmates, and Friday, submit a paragraph related to online learning. Now, you'll get information on the assignments in just a moment, but I just want you to see the overall layout that your deadlines are listed according to these calendar days. And the deadlines hit midnight as one day becomes the next day. So the assignment that's due Tuesday, that's before Tuesday becomes Wednesday. So at some point throughout the day, or feel free to work ahead, make sure you've posted your assignments when they're due. Okay, to scroll down, each week we'll have notes and assignments. This course, to give you a heads up in your notes folder, is an OER course, which means it uses open educational resources. You don't have to buy a textbook for this course. You do have to read the notes because any place where I would have textbook chapters assigned, I instead have open, free versions of similar materials posted in the notes folder. So clicking on this week's notes folder, you've got rubrics, which is a fancy teacher term for how your assignments will be graded, and then a link to assignments. There are no chapters that you would read to prepare for this week, so I have no additional notes posted. That will look different for future weeks. Going into rubrics, you get a breakdown of how your assignments are graded. There are no surprises on how you achieve credit, and essentially, this is your guideline for how to do your work successfully. When you submit your work, you'll do so through the assignments folder. So that first question I had you ask yourself, when, that took you to the proper week. Now you ask yourself what. If it's something you're supposed to get from me, you're going to find the information in the notes folder. If it's something you're supposed to turn in to me, then you will find the link to do so in the assignments folder. Each assignment has its own deadline matching the calendar I already showed you. With the exception of this week where you've got email CM, you will submit everything into the exact assignment links that are posted here. So I have as a note here, you're not to submit anything to this link. I've placed it here for gradebook purposes only. Otherwise, any other writing that you do, any group work, any discussion will always happen in the assignments folders. So there's a breakdown of how our course is organized. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me and watch this video again because there's a lot of information covered. Thanks. Take care. Have a great semester.